So we saw on the switch I showed you, we had that EMT, the pipe, the 3/4 inch pipe that went into the box. We had that set screw on there. We saw also that when I put it into this one here, straight in, I had a set screw that clamped down on the metallic material here also. This is the only one that's been clamping so far. So we had a set screw, now we have clamp. So I'll just leave that in there. No reason to take it out right now. And I'll show you how we would put the Romex into the box. So if we were going into the box like this, you guys have seen how this is done. We have the pop outs here on the sides that get pushed out, and they kind of like prevent it. They like to push in but not pull out very easily. So that was the one way. But when we want to go into a box like this, I'll take this apart now again. I'll lose that. Okay. When we want to go to a box like this with a Romex, we're going to do that clamping again. Okay? So this is going to clamp, so you go into there, and then we'll just screw down that and now clamp it in. So it's identical. Again, we have the piece that threads off. We have that fits through our 1/2 inch opening there. And we go ahead and tighten it on the back side. Okay, we would use our yellow clips. Let me see if I have mine sitting right here. These are yellow clips. This is a 14 gauge. Take off the Romex cover. Remove the cardboard paper. It's not really cardboard, it's more brown paper. So with this now, we don't have the green wire, we have a bare wire. Okay? So this would go through our opening. And just like how we have seen in the past here, we want to have our Romex clamped so that we can just see the Romex coming through right here. Just see a little bit of that white, and then we'll go ahead and we'll clamp it at that location. So I'll tighten this up so it stays in the direction I want it to stay. Okay, and then it gets clamped, tightened on the back side here. You can actually put 2 Romex through this, or sometimes 3 Romex through this. I wouldn't advise 3, but 2 you certainly could put through to compress them both. So when this is tightened down all the way, you'll see that it doesn't come back out again. That's hooked in there. And now we have that wire in there. A lot of times people just, to ground the box, just take the ground wire, push it underneath our ground screw, and attach it right there. Just lock it down, and that'll give it a ground path back to the panel, which eventually leads out to that rod again. Okay. Something I wanted to show you was this, which is a 14-2 line also. But if you look at this 14-2, each one of the wires is in its own casing of plastic there. They're all individually wrapped. And the reason is, this is an exterior or outdoor wire. This can be buried underground. When you bury wires underground, if you have something like that, first of all, you don't want to bury a real heavy high voltage wire underground where you might be digging. And very honestly, what I do a lot is I put them in conduit. And when we put things in conduit again, like I showed you over there, you want to have individual wires and not just a whole Romex, and that's due to the overheating that can happen inside of that. So this is outdoor wiring. You can put it about 6 inches underground. You can put it most places. As a homeowner, you can put it where you want to. Just watch you don't dig into it eventually with a shovel while you try to plant your bulbs or something. But anyways, that's an outdoor wire. What else to show you here? the switches that we're going to. So when we have the way that's running again, our panel, we have our 14 gauge wire going out, going to our first box, which leads out to the first light. So I'm going to run black wires down the conduit, and I'm going to pull the whites up and nut the whites to the top, rather than having them down the switch box. And I'll show you this. I'm just going through this right now because when I'm going to be working up there, it's really tough to show you these little things when when you'll be further away. And also, I could be at a weird angle, so it's just more difficult to show this stuff in that kind of environment. But what we have in that room there is we have 2 doors, and each of them has 2 switches, because there's 2 circuits of lights that are in there. So you can have half the lights on or all the lights on. Okay, so I have 2 3-way switches for each branch of that wiring there, each parallel branch. This is a switch over switch outlet, or switch over switch. And if you notice how many screws this thing has on it, this is a 3-way switch. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to have this, and where that would normally be an outlet, this time it's going to be 2 switches. And those are going to provide power to the lights that are in the room in the shop. The single switch over here, which is just going to be a single pole, single throw switch, on and off switch. This is going to be going to the outside, so this will turn the outside light on. So my inside lights will be these 2 smaller switches. My outside light will be the larger switch. And I have 2 sets of this same setup here because I have 2 sides that are going to be identically done. They both have 3-way switches, both sides of them. When I told you earlier that I always run into trouble when I go out and buy electric, is because I was moving through and I was looking for things that didn't have everything I wanted. I saw this switch here, and I thought I saw it said single pole down here, but it's single pole / 3-way. So what this is it has a single pole switch here, and it has a 3-way switch up at the top here. So there's a 3-way and a single pole, which is really like, I mean, I could use it over in the other ones and then just have, but it would be weird. So this one, I'm gonna have to take this back. This is about $3.50 for this right here. So I'll get my money back for that. And that's gonna be going from right here. I meant to use this also to have 2 switches and 2 outlets on the same one. So, I'm putting outlets on a light circuit. I feel comfortable doing that because it's an outlet that's not going to be where I'm using major machines from. It's an outlet that I generally just be kind of like taking things outside to cut, like my circular saw, maybe plugging it in there because it's very close to the door, or lights or things like that. So it's not going to be something that I'm running heavy machines off of. And the lights that are in here are all LED, so they're not taking up a whole lot of current in doing that. So I feel comfortable with that. So that is the scope of the project right here. That is what we're going to be looking at, and I'm going to be doing videos for each individual part of it. But these are all the working parts to what we're going to be doing, so that you will be able to see this. Okay. See you guys.